health, wealth, relationships. These are like the main areas in life that everybody's trying to figure out how to improve, Guys, I just got back from Florida and I want to talk to you about health, wealth, and relationships today. I want to share some reflections with you from my travels to California. I went out there pretty much for just a day. It was a day of travel, 1 day of visiting, and then a day of travel. So my parents, they live out in the Northern California, up in the mountains out there, Trinity Lake. And I flew in basically to Sacramento and then had to drive up. I'm back here in Florida now after spending a day up there visiting. While I was up there, one of my brothers got deathly sick. I had to take him to the ER. And then when I got back, my wife is like deathly sick. Apparently she's got pneumonia. She's been sick for about a week. And it really got me thinking. The trip and them being sick got me thinking. Because health, wealth, and relationships, that theme, you guys, this video, what it's going to do is help you with those three areas: health, your wealth, and your relationships. Okay. So without your health, if you want to live a good life, right? If you don't prioritize your health, you don't have anything. You could have all the money in the world. Like if I put $1 billion in my wife's bank account right now, she wouldn't give a shit about it. My brother too. When I went out there to California, if I would have given him $1 billion when he was sick, he wouldn't have cared about it at all. If you don't have your health, you have nothing in life. Not only that, but if you don't have strong health, you actually probably don't have confidence, because it takes commitment and consistency to build good health, right? Like you have to train, you have to take good care of yourself, you have to eat right, you have to really take care of your body. And my brother and my wife do take care of themselves, and they still got sick. But point is that a lot of you guys are craving the next level in life and you want more money, and it's like, well, how is your health? Because I could give you all the money in the world and it wouldn't matter if you weren't healthy. Wealth. A lot of people think that wealth is money. And I think if you were to ask me, wealth is being abundant in life. It's living a high quality life. It's more than money. It's being prosperous in all facets. A lot of people want wealth, but they're not willing to do the work to get the wealth. They're not willing to do the risk. They're not willing to take the risk to get the wealth. So if you want wealth, the key is risk. If you want an abundant life, like I went out to California, right? And it wasn't good timing for me. I had a lot of shit going on. I got to go to Texas next week. I'm constantly traveling these days. But I got a bunch of challenges that are stacked up in my personal and professional life that I got to work through. And it just seemed like the timing was far from perfect. But in order to live a wealthy life, like you have to bend reality to your desires. You have to make life conform to the wealth that you want to experience. So regardless of the timing, regardless of how perfect the timing or imperfect the timing was, I decided to go out there to California to go see my family, because carving out that time makes me feel wealthy, right? Experiencing abundant life makes you feel wealthy. Like you could have a lot of money, but if you don't experience life, you're broke as shit. And relationships. A lot of people want better relationships, but again, they're not willing to do the work. Relationships don't just like happen by accident, Relationships, you have to invest in them to get them. Investing in them means you invest into your relationship with your time, you invest in your relationship with your money, and you're constantly looking for ways to provide value to other people to the best of your ability. If you don't have relationships, you don't have a good life. Humans were meant for good quality relationships. And people that have a hard time with relationships are people that they don't have relationship problems, they have a personal development problem. They don't know enough about themselves, and they don't love themselves enough to be around other people. So health, wealth, and relationships. If you guys really want to transform these areas of your life, when I was out there in my hometown, I was reminded of where my health was, my wealth was, and my relationships where they were when I started off in life. And I came from a town of 300 people. I had a hard time running 2 miles. My health, that was the extent of my health. Sure, I became an athlete when I was in high school, but I couldn't run more than 2 miles. That was my mental limit. I thought running beyond 2 miles was like running a marathon. And then I went on to run 100. Wealth. Before I left my hometown, it took me 2 years to save up. I hustled every single day that I could to buy my first car, a 1994 Toyota Celica. And that made me feel wealthy, but I put, it was bad. That car was like 5 G's or something like that. No, it was 5 G's. I spent 4, I borrowed 1,000, and I paid back the 1,000 with interest. So, but wealth, I wasn't really living, like while I was able to buy that 1994 car, that made me feel wealthy because, not because I bought something, because I did the work to feel like I acquired something that was hard. That's real wealth. When you acquire something, when you do something that makes you feel abundant, make you feel like you have possibility and opportunity inside of you. And then relationships, man. Well, back on wealth. I was working for minimum wage when I bought that car. Completely different situation now in my life. And then relationships. I had one friend growing up. One friend, and I shared that friend with my brother. When I got into high school, I got myself a girlfriend, and then me and her hung out pretty much every day. But that was really all I had for good quality friendships. The other friendships I had, they weren't really that strong. They were acquaintances. Today, I've got great relationships. I've got people that are excellent in their area, whether it's in business, whether it's as moms, whether it's as dads, whether it's in fitness. I have good quality people. And the thing that I had to learn to create good quality relationships is that I had to learn to leave people with the impression of increase. I had to learn how to leave people better than I found them. A lot of people, I'm sharing all this with you guys because a lot of people look at maybe the trip that I took to California. They look at my life today. They look at these people on social media and they look at, man, this guy has health, he has wealth, he has relationships. But the only reason these people may have these things and you don't is because these people have done the work. They have done the trade-off. They have given up something to get. And that's the message that I wanted to give you guys. Is like, what are you trading? What are you exchanging? What are you willing to exchange for better health? What are you willing to exchange for better wealth? What are you willing to exchange for better relationships? Because it's entitlement if you think that you can keep living the way that you're living now and get the things that are at the next level. You have to give up something to get. I had to give up my stability and my routine to go out to California and see my family. I had to give up my comfort. I had to welcome and trade off discomfort to go to California for a couple of days. I spent all night traveling. I left California last night at 10 p.m., 8 to 10 p.m. It was 8 o'clock to Vegas, 10 o'clock to Fort Lauderdale. I took a red eye. I got home to Fort Lauderdale at 6 a.m. this morning. Came home, freaking got home about 7 or 8. My wife was sick. I took her to the emergency room, dropped her off, came back, sat down for a second, got my shit on, went to the gym, went and worked out, picked her back up, came back out here. Now I'm doing this video. But my point is health, wealth, and relationships. There's no such thing as getting without giving. And you guys that really, in order to really transcend in life, building the best you has infinite possibilities. You have infinite potential inside of you. If you want a higher quality life, if you want that next level, health, wealth, and relationships, you have to build a better you. That's what I've done over the years. And that's what I've been teaching. I'm trying to teach you guys. I'm trying to teach my people that you guys have to stop trying to just achieve things. And you really have to go inward and figure out where you need to fucking improve. That's what I did. And I only did that through failure. When I failed along the way, when I couldn't buy my first house, when I fucking was broke, when I was going through marital issues, you know, and when I was having family issues. All these things made me take a hard look at myself, and I had to figure out where I could improve as a person in order to get the things that I wanted to get. When I was broke, I realized that my issue was that I wasn't providing enough value in the marketplace. When I was not as fit as I wanted to be, I realized I was holding myself back mentally. When I was broke, I realized I was holding myself back with drinking and partying and a lifestyle that wasn't conducive to my growth. In my relationships, I realized that I was withdrawing all the time, and I actually wasn't a good, honest person, and that's why I didn't surround myself with good, honest people. You guys, accountability will set you free. So if you want a happier life, you want a better life with health, better wealth, and better relationships, it all starts with building the best you. So just build the best you, guys. I'm back in Florida. Here's your video. And I love you guys. I wanted to give this to you. I'm fucking smoked from all the travel. And please, you know, guys, down below, drop a comment and what was helpful for this video. What are you going to work on? What are you going to work on? Now that I've described how to get more health, wealth, and relationships, what do you personally need to work on? You have to assume some risk in your life. You have to give up something to get. The real risk in life, guys, is not risking anything at all. I'll see you guys in the next video. Conquer all.